We'll have the countdown. You have entered. Do we reveal the name or we gotta wait to Friday? What do we do, Seth? What do we do?
No, review the name. I dropped it. Let's go.
We have a name. You have entered the CC show, the Seth and Coleman show, bringing you our week 3 WNBA recap. It has been spicy and wasabi hot for the WNBA play of the week. You see the teams are getting back. Here's the thing. Even the bottom tier teams are playing tough. I think that people need to pay attention to.
Exactly.
It's not just bottom feeder time in this WNBA just because they don't have a winning record. It is tough, it is physical, and it's scrappy. Right now, we have Seth's time. What you got for us, Seth?
Oh, the spiciest thing going on this week right now has got to be the shove, if that's how you're looking at it, But for me, I'm talking Kennedy Carter. I'm talking Kennedy Carter, coach, and I'm talking Kennedy Carter not because of the body check. I'm talking Kennedy Carter because why isn't she starting yet? Not the body check. Why isn't she starting yet? That's what I'm wondering.
Right.
And I get it. I love to spark off the bench. But right now, I don't know if like South Carolina, we're in a situation where I feel like we can have people play specific roles. And I'm sure Coach Boone wants to move to a point where they're going to be able to just have people play certain roles. Like I count on you to be the spark off the bench. But right now, they kind of like a family business starting up, and everybody got to wear a lot of hats. I need you to do everything that you can do right now. And for me, Kennedy Carter is the one that needs to start. Her stat line says that she starts the way she affects the game. Says that she needs to start, and she's been the best one I've seen to be able to get the ball into Camila Cardoso. Now, there's some work that has to be done with perfecting that pass, right? Into Thriller Miller for it to be as effective as it can be. But I feel like she's the one that's got the best rhythm, just the best rhythm so far. Groovy Faye, what's good? Ashley Knuckles, what's happening? What's good? Y'all come on in. This is gonna be our weekly show. This gonna be our weekly show. We're gonna be giving y'all this our feedback, our countdown, our what's going on hot, and a look back at the week's game. So Kennedy Carter, like I said, coach, she's coming in with 12.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal. Now,
RC is funny. I'm sorry, RC got already.
Let's go. So yeah, we're here for it.
We're here for it.
And for those of y'all that are asking, the CC stands for not what you think. It stands for Kennedy Carter. Let's go, coach. I'm here for it. I'm here for it today. I'm here for it today. Let's do it.
Oh man! Before we jump onto my side, had to take an early lunch. Come and listen. Appreciate you, RC. Keep doing what you do, man. Without you, is no us. We love it, Coach. You will be like, Coach, man, appreciate you, RC. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Here we go. So we're talking about Kennedy Carter. Why is she starting? Good point. I think you lose momentum starting the game if you don't have her in that beginning, and you wait too long. So again, coaching staff is young and inexperienced, so they have to mature into that role. Even though some of the coaches have some experience, they're inexperienced being the main decision makers with Coach Teaspoon. So they're figuring out their relationship too as a staff and how you make the right decisions and put the skill set in the right places. I do agree with you. Based on the roster you have now, why don't you have Kennedy Carter starting to put you in the best position to be successful? I think that would be a different story if you didn't have restricted minutes with Camila Cardoso. So that's a whole nother topic.
For sure, but I just think it's time to rip the Band-Aid off. Like, I get it, and
Exactly.
I keep joking about it, but I'm so serious. Like, when I say if you could do it, I wouldn't be here. So like Chicago, if y'all could have done it, Teaspoon and these ladies wouldn't be here. And so now they're here. And like I said, I'm sticking by my Joe Clark. Before they got here, the Chicago Sky could hardly read, coach, for real. So
Right.
now you gotta let these ladies in here to go to work. So
Right.
that means ripping the Band-Aid off and letting these young people come in and start it. So that's a starting lineup that includes Kennedy Carter, that includes Camila Cardoso, that also includes Angel Roy Reese. You gotta get them all on the court together and shake this thing up. That's gonna be the shot of life that this league needs, I feel like. So let's go.
Here we go. Big D Sheet. Hey, how you doing? That's Miss D. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit on the likes on both platforms. Okay, KBAF Champion Mentality and RSS Talks. Run those likes up. Hit the sub button for me because I do once a week. I do some updates on NBA and WNBA, some things like that. But here we go. Before we jump into our game recap breakdown here, and I don't know if the fam is in the chat yet to ask about turnover percentage, so I'll save that towards the end of our show. Give people time to jump in here. Appreciate you joining us during your lunch hour. We love you for that. We appreciate you. Points, we're going with season leaders with teams, not individual. So we're just going to give you a quick clip. All right. Teams. The teams that are averaging the most points is your Las Vegas Aces, almost at 87, 86.5. I can't stand when they do that. Just put it at 86. Minnesota Lynx at 86.4. New York Liberty at 86.3. Seattle Storm is number 4 at 84 points per game. And Dallas Wings with the Enrique effect. He's like I said, that Enrique, like make you want to have a drink, right? Dallas Wings, 82.6. Rebounds per game. Seattle Storm are number 1 at 38 rebounds for the season. Dallas Wings at 37. Chicago Sky at 36.9. And I believe don't look at their win-loss record because they're all close games. So with them, it is turnovers down the stretch and executing an offense with a young team. For Las Vegas Aces, 36.8, almost at 37. Can you just say 37? New York Liberty, right? That's what my guy was saying yesterday in the chat. 36.3. Assists per game, and then we'll stop there. We'll come back to some others later on. We'll take a pause. We'll stop at assists per game. Here's the thing. Minnesota Lynx at 24. New York Liberty at 21. Las Vegas at 21.2. Chicago at 19.5. And Dallas Wings at 19.5. They're tied. So we'll come back to some of those. We wanted to give you some of that information. Yeah, place for order. Who's there? Okay, here we go. So let's look at what we have.
Not putting it lightly.
On our May 20th, and then we'll talk about standings in a little bit here.
Mondo, I see you in there. I appreciate the support, fam. Thank you.
I like this. Maybe Evans Carter, maybe Reese Cardoso should be started. I think you got the right one, baby. That's the old commercial was saying. I think you're on to something there. By George, I think they got it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Send a signal out to the coaching staff. You don't know? You need to mix it up a little bit?
I mean, I don't know about Evans. I just don't know about Evans.
Yeah.
For me.
I agree.
I just don't know about Evans for me.
But Williams brings a good spark, but she just so hot and cold. E. Williams.
I don't know. It may be that they need to start. They need to sign another guard. It may be that the other guard answer isn't there for them. Mabry gets hot. I like that. She can be a knockdown shooter. Evans has been up and down, and I don't know what that is. If we can figure that out, let's go with it. But if not, let's not. I'm not for one to just to stick with something just because that's what we originally thought we were going to do. Like if it's not working, let's move off of it.
More contact. Coach Dempsey. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give you the, ladies and gentlemen, 26. Run up your likes. Make sure you hit the sub button. Here are your standings as of this week. Connecticut Sun, 9-0. Number 1, New York Liberty, at 8-2. Number 2 tied, and at third spot, 6-2. Minnesota Lynx. Fourth spot, 4-2. Las Vegas Aces. Surprisingly to me, maybe not to you, Seth, 6-3. Seattle Storm. Number 6 spot in the league overall, 4-3. Atlanta Dream. They were dreaming that one game. They played somebody. They fell asleep for real.
Yes.
Dallas 3-4, and that's just Enrique got to shoot everything effect, I think, and they just got to, I think, be more efficient. And I think you see different results if they kind of, I think, decrease her touches. To be honest with you, Phoenix at number 8, 4-6. That's an ugly 8 spot because when they lose for real. There's no in between with them, right? Chicago Sky 3-5.
You know what? I can't figure it out.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
What you got, Coach? We got Las Vegas at number 10, 2-6. Fever 2-9. Cash Cow.
Okay.
And at the 12th spot, the Mystics are in the game for 3.5 quarters. They can't finish any games. We don't know what is that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. We got to figure that out.
Is the fix in there, ladies and gentlemen? Fam, is the fix in? What is that? Loading, taking? I don't know. You tell me. But that's what we have. With that said, we're ready to go to May 20th. We had 2
Let's
games.
get it done.
May 20th session, the first game of that it was a doubleheader night on Monday, May 20th. We had Connecticut Sun 88, Fever 84. What did you see?
So, I saw the Fever give one of their best performances that they, in one of their losses here early. I saw them try to fight here. We saw a lot from Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin Clark put in 17. Timmy had 11. You saw Aaliyah go with 10 and Alyssa Smith go with 13. I think this was the best performance that I saw for them. I thought that they would be able to build here. And then from here, I think we saw Timmy go down. So I think they were kind of trying to they were figuring it out right here. And then I don't know. We'll talk about the other games later. But okay. I also think when you look at Connecticut, it just doesn't get better than them right now, Coach. I have to be honest. It's 22, 24, 14, 16. You're looking at the plus minuses that they're giving. Brianna Jones, even with 8 points, but a 27 plus minus on the floor just really makes a big difference. They're hard to beat right now.
Gotcha. On that game, it came down to Connecticut, controlled most of the game, and then Indiana had turned it up on defense when it mattered to get them in striking distance, and Connecticut did what they need to do to close the game out. But for the most of the game, they controlled the tempo of the game, so it wasn't any doubt who was in the driver's seat until you got to that. What did you say? The last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, right, is where everything gets serious, right? People start cussing. People start smacking people in the neck, and it's just and so here we go. Our double digit.
Exactly.
Right? You know how you talk when you playing a sport. You sweat, you talk, and you spit the sweat out, spitting on each other, sweat on each other. It just
exactly.
Our double digit club for that game: Indiana Fever, Alyssa Smith 13, Aaliyah Boston had 10, Kelsey Mitchell had 17, Caitlin Clark had 17. Timmy. And that's not the Afro beats. She had 11. Here we go. Double digit club for Connecticut Sun. DeWanda Bonner. Fam, there go that woman again. DeWanda Bonner, 22. Alyssa Thomas, 24. Is that Alyssa Clothesline Thomas? 24, Dejanay Carrington, 14, the rising star with 14, Taisha Harris with 16. That's your double-digit club for that. As we load up the next game, we'll look at what's going on in the chat here. They're talking about why didn't Chicago pick up Diasia Fair? I think it's a defense question. Can she commit to defense? Isn't that the rumor mill there? Does she know how to play defense?
I don't know. So I would have to go back and really look at like Syracuse coach to see if she knows how to play. Like I didn't see her locked down.
I mean, and her coach played in the WNBA, so that might have something to do with that too, the relationships. So,
I mean, I guess business is business. So yeah, it can always come down to relationships. But I think the best thing is to be transparent, right, and be upfront, and let these players know like what's expected and where they're missing the mark, like as early as possible.
Misses can play with people, but they just don't know what winning truly is anymore. They're allergic to it. They might be. I think they take it, RC. I think they take
allergic to it. Allergic
by accident on purpose.
Okay.
Adrian, thank you for tuning in. They took away one of Angel's text. Yeah, the phantom text. I mean, it's real obvious what the machine is trying to do. They're trying to impose their will to justify mediocre Roy.
Angel can't even
talk.
That's my
take on it. Huh?
Angel can't even talk to the ref. She better not even look at the ref. She needs to just write a note.
But you got somebody else who cuss like they've been in the Navy for 20 years.
Exactly.
They don't get anything. What about to have a lot of Connecticut Sun bandwagon fans, y'all? I think you're right, RC, but that's the newbies. I call them the newbies. Keep Mabry on? Okay. I'm with you, Seth. Chicago needs to find a solution, a long-term or a long-term.
Yeah, I thought that was Henny or something. I thought that would be Henny or something. So
I don't see why she's a solid point guard.
And I mean, I guess what throws me off, especially this season, is that like, even if they brought somebody on, they don't have to commit for a long time. Like
exactly.
They could give somebody an opportunity to come in and play this season, work their way to where they need to be, and then use this as an audition for another team for next season, or even just leave them unprotected in the expansion draft and see if they get picked up by the Valks. As a good bench player. So
exactly. Here we go. We got that second game on May 20th on Monday was Liberty 74 and Seattle Storm 63. I'm just gonna say this phrase: out coached. What you got, Seth?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the best way to put it. Like out coached. I don't know if there's a better two words to kind of really explain. The Liberty are just on another plane right now. Stewie's out playing outside her mind right now. Right. I don't know. It does, and it's almost like it doesn't even matter who shows up to play around her as long as she plays out of her mind in the beginning. John Quayle is up and down. Vandersloot is up and down. That's cool. Been trying to play pretty well. But and then you also look at Seattle, and you got Agumake didn't play because of coach's decision.
Right. So if anybody noticed, though, for the Liberty, if their three-point shooting is not running well, they have a different offensive set where they run some screen action continuity where they get to the soft spot to that free throw line. Either they're attacking and pulling up their shot. And no, I haven't seen any team defensively adjust to that offensive set yet, where they're just cooking teams with that free throw elbow jump shot. They're running screens, off screen, screening away from the ball, and they're getting the shooter open coming off the screen. So the shooter is coming and catching, and either they're attacking the basket as they cut and curl to the free throw line. They're catching and curl, or they're driving to the basket. And so I haven't seen any team that played them yet successfully slow that offensive set down. So that coach over there, you have to give her credit. She has some interesting sets, and I think she has more of an international offense, more of like a FIBA, what they call a FIBA style type of.
Yeah, maybe that's a good way to put it. FIBA style.
Yep. But I just want to point that out. Let's see our double-digit club. Lady Hamilton, she's about to get that business last night. 13 points. Rui, Stewie, 16. JJ, Jacko Joe, 16. Sabrina, that's cool.
That's cool.
And that's it. Your double-digit club for the Seattle Storm. Matt Gore, 12. Jewel Lloyd, 13. Sammy Wickham with 11. In one game, she was cooking. Right? Look, Wickham.
Wickham, yes.
Wickham. All right. And we see who we got to jump in this chat as we load up this next game. We move on to the next one. On to the next.
Another surprise. This is
another surprise. That's right. See
what's going on in Moses?
As we're loading up, we're in the chat here. Tamika Holland.
What's up, Tamika?
I feel like you got to say her name like that for now. Like Tamika Holland. You come in soft and then you go up with the notes, the octave.
You got to go up. You got to go up with Holland like
Holland. That. Right. As we load in here, we're talking in the chat. We got on the 21st. We got Dallas Wings against Atlanta Dream. Atlanta won 83-78. What's good, Pete?
What's going on?
Yeah. So that's that. Dream was 83 on that Tuesday, May 22nd, and Dallas 78. Did Enrique shoot them out of the win?
You know, it's in this situation. Yeah, she shot him out the win, 8 for 20. But at the same time, you could say Monique Billings shot him out of the win too at 8 and 15. We're missing the 7 shots. I don't get into shooting in. I think when Stephanie Suarez gives you 0 in 14 and a half minutes, Kalani Brown gives you 0 in 6.5 minutes. Uzan gives you 2 points in 34 minutes. Like,
right?
Somebody else got to shoot, and then JC Sheldon is there to shoot. She plays 15 minutes, but she only gets 3 shots up. Enrique. So I guess the thing is, like, are they not moving the ball enough? Is the ball getting stuck at Enrique? And we're not getting the opportunity to see other players be able to try to score? Or is it, that she needs help? So does Enrique need help, or does she need to move the ball more? It's kind of like my question.
I think she needs to trust the offensive system.
Okay.
And move the ball. So it's along the same line. Trust the system, let the system work for you, and know the ball.
It seems like the system, but it seems like Dallas' system has been like, see what Enrique do. So if that's the system, she's trusted it.
When I watch the game, there are 2-3 options that they don't use because Enrique is pulling. So I feel, and if the coach is giving the green light, I think that's, you have some talent around you that can make shots and spread the floor out and make your shooting easier.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the coaching staff has had that conversation, because if you're looking at the long-term goal, is not to wear down your top producing offensive player, but for them to do it in what you call in clutch moments. They don't have to score everything, right?
Exactly.
Right. So when we need to get out of a drought, a scoring drought, or when we need to create some space in scoring, then you go back to your clutch play, to your 100 all the time. I don't know. I'm not that coach. They coach how they coach. I coach how they coach. But my thing is not to wear down. It's not to wear down my main player, because you want to look at the bigger picture and headed into playoffs, right? Okay. So, double-digit club, Ryan Howard for a Dream, 15. I love her game. I still do. Like I fell in love with it when she was at University of Kentucky. Parker Tyus, 16. Cheyenne, TC. Tina Charles with 12. Alicia Gray, 21. I like how Alicia's coming up. She's staying with it. And then we have another Ariel Powers signing at 10 points. Anytime you get some double digits from Powers, you more than likely on a dream, you more than likely are going to win that game. I don't know why, but it just seems like anytime she gets double digits, they are in a win column. For the Wings, double digit scorer, Monique Billings, 20 points, but again, she only went 8 for 15. Okay. Enrique had 24. McGowan had 21. And then not much production after that, and that's why you have what you have. That's the tail of the tape. It's not much production. After that, it's 9, 2 and 2. So that's why you end up on the L. Excuse me, as Coach Rowe would say, the L.
Got to take the L with that one.
I don't know. I know that's Coach thing to the tree, but I'm still got mixed emotions about that. But that's not what the show is about. And we go into the chat. If you pull up the next game will be Phoenix Mercury, Las Vegas. We're loading that game up. What you got in the chat?
Let's see here. The players do get fined, $200 per tech. Okay.
2,000, 2K. Is that 2K?
Oh, I don't know. It's say 200 per tech. And then it's a combo of both help, and she has to move the ball, and her teammates need to step up. Okay.
Tamika, that. It's a combo of both. Okay, I appreciate that. 200 per tech. Okay, we got Phoenix Mercury 98, and this is one of Seth Fave's team here. Vegas 88. What did you see? What happened?
What happened
was what happened. This is one of those what happened was games, right?
This is my team. Kalia Copper went off for this one. 37 minutes, 37 points in 30 minutes. You let Natasha Cloud add in 11. You let Sutton add in 12. We didn't have an answer. We did not have an answer, but this is also the game, I think, where we really realized, like, okay, Jackie Young, 40 minutes a game is not sustainable. So I think this was the game that made us go and look for another point guard and had us let go of Daisha Fair. This was the game that I think we saw how important the point guard is. Chelsea Gray is missing, and the way that the offense flows, you could definitely tell that. Asia was Asia with 21. Kelsey went off, though, for 27. Jackie Young chipped in with 23. We played pretty good. We played pretty good Aces basketball, just not enough. When you look at, I think, and I also think that we missed like the Candace Parker piece to the team, right? So when you look at Daisha Fair, it has been cut, and then Emma Cannon didn't even play. And then you look down here at the way Kalia Copper went off, we didn't have an answer for her, and we couldn't get our offense flowing. So this was a good measuring stick game for us. This was the one to let us know we got work to do. The repeat tour, though, is still loading. So
for sure. And then that's like, let me sneak one in. Phoenix veteran team, while we still got these fresh legs, we get into the season. So, they snuck one in. And again, what I'm saying with Vegas is figuring themselves out defensively, since you got the point guard, which is question mark, and it looks like you're going to be moving on to a new option. And again, it looks like they might have to wait because you need someone with experience right now because you're making a run and you don't have time table. So that could be another piece to that. And so again, when Young has to lock those many minutes, I think there's just going to be mistakes out of fatigue sometimes, or lapses, or not running there's going to be lags in the offense when you're still trying to figure out the personnel piece to give you a breather. So I think if you drop Young's minutes down to about 30, you'll see a difference in her production. You see a difference in the offense if you could drop it down 10 minutes, if they can find that. So the double-digit club is 27 for Kelsey Plum, Aja Wilson, 21. Kia Stokes with 11. Jackie Young, 23 for the Mercury. You already said it. Cooper had 37. Natasha Cloud, 11. Sugg, 12. So the thing is, you take away Cooper, you win the game.
You take away Cooper, you win the game.
If you reduce her production by 10, maybe 10, 15 points, you win the game. So she snuck up on us. As we're loading the next game, we'll jump into this. Chat, real talk, the commissioner needs to take control. That is for the next show. Those who are coming in, welcome to the CC show. Sess and Coleman. It's our week 3 WNBA recap. Love to see you. Make sure you run up the likes on both platforms and hit the sub button for me because it's bringing content. So we could be great in our preparation, become excellent in our performance. Who else we got here in the chat? My girl dropped. Dark Horse. I agree with you.
Alyssa Pilley, Dark Horse 2024 draft, dropped 24-2. Not a Dark Horse here. We talked about Alyssa Pilley, so glad to see her performance, but definitely not a Dark Horse here. One of the players that we highlighted, talking about going into the draft.
Tamika Holland, talk that talk. We missing some likes, people. Run them up. Appreciate you, Tamika, Peter, man, Lisa Peely. See you guys later. Have a great. You too. Have a best one.
Yes.
We need a retired WNBA OG to run the league. Facts. I think you got somebody that has never, ever played like that, running the league.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely feel like we need some of the retired players around. But I think what the league needs is a shot of new blood. I think it needs energy. I think it needs youth. I think it needs marketing. I think it needs all of that stuff. Like, it's nice to have them around, but I think we need
I said noted country notary copper. I said Cooper. I always do that. My eyes see one thing and my mouth say something different. Appreciate you for the correction. So you ready to move on to the Sparks?
Oh, yeah.
Mystic Sparks. This is another heartbreak hotel. Mama, that loss again. Sparks 70 and Mystics 68, and mystically got away from them.
So I'm a Sparks fan, not in the sense of I'm here to see what Rickea Jackson's able to do. Of course, I'm seeing what Z is able to do. Cook. And I'm watching Cameron Brink as one of these up and coming rookies. I'm looking at plus minus on this was pretty good. From the Sparks standpoint, Rickea was able to give 9, 3, 1. And a block. I like the way she's progressing. This was a game that the Sparks needed. They should have been able to win this game a little bit easier. I'm still looking at the way Kurt's using the talent here. I don't know that he's found the actual rhythm that's going to work for them. Ari McDonald is so up and down. Like I said, at one point she had a game where she gave us 21. Now this game she gave us 0. But then she's only playing 3 minutes. So you got to be able to figure that out. Rickea had like 31 minutes this game. She shot 50 from the floor. She's shooting a really high efficiency for a rookie. Just not being able to impact winning and being on the floor often enough. And then Derrick Hamby, if Derrick Hamby's gonna give you 17 and 18, more than likely you're gonna get the win. Lexi Brown played all 40 minutes of the game. She ended up with 20 points. Shot pretty good from the floor, but I think Lexi is just kind of has been a little inconsistent too this season. So just trying to see the Sparks need to decide who they are, who's the leader, who's the finisher, and then what are they hanging their hats on.
Oh, for sure. Good afternoon, Key. Is it Key or Kai? I forgot. What does it say?
Key? I always say Key. I always say Key. I used to say AIL.
In this game, in this game for me, I believe Lexi Brown was the difference maker for the Sparks, give them that edge to get them over the hump. Just from watching your double-digit club for Mystics, Shakira was back. Austin 12, Julie Van Loo 12, Aaliyah Edwards The rookie, 10. Okay, and that's it. You had a few double digits. Mystics is not a bad team at all. I think it's a fairly well, not a great put together team, but a fairly well put together team. And so we don't know what's going on. We don't know what management has in mind. I think there's more to be. I think it's Transformers there, more than meets the eye going on.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to push back. I don't think they're a team. I think that's like a collection of basketball players.
Okay.
I don't know that they're a team. Like, can they play ball? For sure they can. Can they play ball at a high level? For sure they can. Can they play ball together effectively? I don't know. So far, no. And so I don't know if they're a team. I don't like who's the leader. What are they doing? I think I just kind of got a side eye at Washington just for the way that they handled Elena Deladon. And for Elena Deladon to be one of the most professional basketball players that I remember in the last few years, like you don't hear a lot of stuff around her for her not to want to be there,
Right.
And them not to let her go is kind of like weird. She was loyal. She gave you what she could, and now she's ready to go. Usually, organization lets a player go. So I just can't figure them out, man. At this point, I'm like, break the whole thing up. And Angel definitely didn't want to go home. So that also said a lot about the organization for me.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So let's go back to Mystics real quick. If it's a different player, would they make a play? A different looking player, I feel like that's a privilege that Della done. That's not the first time she's done that. Is a pattern to Della Don if you go back in her history, fam. I mean, if you go, I didn't get what I wanted, so I got.
But okay, so for me, it's like I can let that be her pattern, and I can let her go and see where she gets picked up at, right?
Right.
But right now, I'm in a standoff with her, and my team is 0-9, and she's at the crib or on vacation or whatever it is she's doing. Like, what's the win?
She don't want to be in Chocolate City.
Then don't be. The door is always ajar. I ain't never been one to keep nobody someplace they don't want to be. You don't want to be here, please go. Because you not being here, you not participating is hurting overall what I could be having going on. I could have a veteran in here that's like really running the team and being the face of the team. I could have somebody in here that's really taking Aaliyah Edwards under their wing and saying like, this is how you be a vet. This is what we want to do here. And I'm not saying that those ladies aren't making those attempts, but I don't know that that anybody is there that has the name of Adela Don. So
right.
For me, yeah, if you don't want to be here, go. I ain't in the business of keeping nobody anywhere.
All right, we're gonna go to the chat. We go to that should take us to Wednesday, May 22nd, Seth, for the Fever and Seattle game. We'll go to the chat as we're loading that game up here. Afternoon, keep talking about break. Should be at least 9 to 10 rebounds per game. I think it's just rookie-itis, what I call rookie-itis, just an inconsistency, filling yourself in and seeing how you get going to get that provided. I always give that room, just like college, freshman, and then either rookie or WNBA. It's a whole different pace. It's a whole different expectation. It's a whole different scheme to learn. And so just processing and taking all that in, depending on how well you get along with your team, your staff, it's a process. Those are some intangibles. Those are not excuses, but it's a process. And then this is the grown league, but it looks like because Cash County might try to water it down next season, right? With some,
I think
with some officiating.
I think Kim Brink could have 9 to 10 rebounds once she starts to control the fouls. When she stays on the court a little bit longer, 4 fouls, 5 fouls.
This, right?
Yeah, just she got to control her arms. Gonna have to get a little weight on her arms, and then cut the fouling out, and then she's on the floor longer to be
What's
able to.
What's those things that got airing it and they blowing, they waving in the thing on the street?
I know I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know what you call them though.
That's what she did. Yeah, she got to get out. She got to get out of that, Seth.
I think she will.
I think the spots are going to take for Kiki from Stanford. Vouch. Kiki go to the vouch. And Moses agrees to the Mystics are a hodgepodge of team with no identity. The Mystics would not honor her trade request. That's a good point.
This is the result of not honoring that trade request. You don't know what you'd have got back in that
Right.
situation.
So it was a power struggle, stubborn on stubborn. What's up, SG Sports Talk Channel?
What's good?
Cameron needs to work on her footwork. Man, at this time, I think you add a little to your game, but where you at is where you're at, and you can add a little something. But
It could come in the off season.
yeah, trade request 5 games into the season is wild. Okay. Here we go. So we got Seattle Storm, fam. Thank you for your thoughts and your appreciate you running chat. Make sure you run up the likes on both platforms. This is the CC show, and this is your week 3 WNBA recap. And we're moving on to Wednesday, May 22nd. Indiana Fever, 83. Seattle Storm, 85. And this was Seattle Storm's no game. What you got, Sam?
Yeah. Aaliyah Boston, minus 18, 4 points, 3 rebounds. That's all I had to see. It didn't matter what it doesn't matter what anything else says or anybody's stat line. When Aaliyah Boston is 4 points and 3 rebounds and only got on the floor 14 minutes and 45 seconds. That just says a lot about how they were able to get her involved. You know, like and don't get me wrong, Nalissa had a great game, 16 and 11. Caitlin scored 21. Kelsey had 17. Teamy had 8. But not getting Aaliyah Boston involved really has a negative effect on the overall impact, for sure. Negative effect on the overall impact of what Indiana is trying to do. And I think that showed in this game. They fought back. I think they ended up losing by 2. But it also, you know, I look at the game and it's like Seattle's still kind of clunky for me. Do they work or do they not work? Jewel Lloyd with 32 points. Nneka had 22, but this Skylar only had, 2 points. And so to me, I'm still like, I don't know if this 3-headed organization is working the way that they actually expected it to work. Jewel Lloyd is going to be Jewel Lloyd. It's her organization. It's her team. She's going to keep bringing it every night. And then, you got to figure out who's going to be that consistent piece with her. So far, I think that Skylar's been the more consistent piece.
So what we have on a double club there, Nneka went off. Nneka was back 22. I think, did she get hurt recently? We'll talk about that later. Mag McGore had 14. Jewel Lloyd had 32. And Sammy Wickham had 10. And that was for the Storm. We go to Indiana Fever, double-digit club. Nalissa Smith, we're saying her name often in that club, had 16. Kelsey Mitchell had 17. Caitlin Clark had 21. And that was it. That's the tale of the tape there. You put it very well put. You didn't need Skylar Diggins to score double digits to win the game. So that's a good thing.
You didn't, but do they all fit together? Is Skylar okay just putting in 2 points for the rest of the season?
No, she doesn't. You know she
right. So what does that look like, and how does that dynamic balance itself out?
Right. So here we go. As we're loading up the next game, what does it look like? It looks like she needs to check her cray. That's what it looked like.
She got to check it, huh?
Yeah, she got to check her cray. It's not something. If everybody keep pointing to you, at some point, I got to look at the person in the mirror. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, that's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. So we're gonna look at the chat here. Adrian Reese is shooting from the hip. Well, I think that's due to also her makeup and the injury she had in the past and what she can do to lift. So figuring that out. We're loading up the next game here. Would be, I think we only have one game on that day. So
yeah.
Thursday we had May 23rd.
But I see my girls comment about somebody being skeptic about AB. Nobody's skeptic about AB, and if her defense is the best on the team, she has to be on the floor. more than 15 minutes. We play 40 minutes. If her defense is the best on the team, she has to be able to be on the floor. So I'm not skeptic about AB at all. I'm a true AB fan. Been a fan since she was a Gamecock. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat before, my girl, but nobody's skeptic about AB.
Right. They say Leah Boston is not playing like the number one pick. She appears slow. Should they run the plays through her? Here's the thing with that: uh, when you had when you've had the team out there without your rookie, this year's number one draft pick, I saw a much better uh, consistency and cohesiveness. And that was just my look when I watched a game last week. They were getting good shots. They were getting back on transition defense. So, but everyone sees different things. I can't make somebody see something that you don't see, but that's just my take from the game and what I see. So, uh, I feel it's just a unforgiving situation.
Absolutely.
And in the end, there's a whole lot of other stuff that I'm glad I'm not a part of. You know what I mean? Look, y'all can take that. Take that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I
Shamika
feel.
Oscar years.
Yep. Whole squad is eat a damn sandwich. BT16 with the damn sandwich stuff. All right, so here we go. Seth's moving on to we have 3 games on May 23rd. First game was the Minnesota Link and the Connecticut Sun. Some of the two of the top teams are playing some of the best basketball right now at this point, right? Would you say?
Oh yeah, and Minnesota's really surprising me. I didn't see this coming from them. Like I said, they've just continued to be a team of consistency. I mean, they're doing it up and down the roster. Starting with Nafisa Collier. I mean, just balling. She had 31 this game, 31 and 11. And then Courtney Williams with the 19. We got CW giving you 19, and Nafisa giving you the 31 and 11. Hard to beat Minnesota. And then against any other team, they would have the win. You know what I mean? It's hard to beat Minnesota when they're playing like that. So that just speaks volumes about how well the Dewana Bonner and the Connecticut Sun are playing. Like this thing went down to the wire. It was one of the funner games to watch during the week, but it just says how balanced they are. When it's time for them to get a bucket, they get a bucket, and it's kind of saying that it's looking like this may be their year. This may be their year. Like everything is going their way, and I hate to see that because that just means that this is going to be a bigger test for my Las Vegas Aces on this repeat tour. So, but everything is going to Connecticut Sun's way. Even the games that they could lose, they don't lose. So it's hard to beat a team when they playing this well together and then have luck on their side as well.
For sure, for sure. The Wanamater Double Digit Club 20. Alyssa Thomas 18, Breonna Jones 19, and you already mentioned the top scorers for the Minnesota Lynx. McCollier 31, Atlanta Smith, Caleb McBride, and Courtney Williams were your double digit scorers. Moving on to the next game. As we're loading that up, we'll jump into the chat here. I think it missed. You already covered some of them. I have missed some, so I'm playing catch up. What do you have in the chat, Seth?
So I don't get to control. I got control now. Countdown to the Indiana Fever firing coach sides. That was for BT616. They don't need the fire size. Clark needs to win over the locker room. She has no desire to do it. Okay. Heard that the Liberty have the number 1 draft pick from a trade in the past from the Mercury. Anyone else hear that? Oh, that'd be nice for them, really. They get the number 1 draft pick. So then, page to the Liberty.
Page to the Liberty. Liberty.
I haven't heard that. Let's check on that.
All right. So what we have the second game on Thursday, May 23rd, was Chicago Sky Chirac Barbie. Sky 90, Liberty 81. What was the takeaway from that game for you, Seth?
Until last night, I thought that it meant that Chicago had the Liberty's number.
They changed the number yesterday. That's what happened.
They changed the number yesterday. This was one of the better games that we've seen Chicago play. They played really well together. Really looked really good on defense. This was another game that they played without Cardoso, so this was one of those ones where it was like, yo, once Cardoso's back on the floor, we'll be able to get this thing going. Interesting, this game, Kennedy Carter was one of the only negatives in the plus minus her and Breonna Turner. She still contributed 12 points, but this game was more about Marina Mabry, Angel Reese, and Michaela. So still, I think figuring things out. But this was a well balanced approach. You know, we put five young ladies in double digits on that team, and anytime a team has 5 in double digits, it's hard to beat them. And then on top of that, to hold Jonquel Jones to the 8 points and a negative 20 on the plus minus, I think explains what happened in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Chicago Sky controlled the tempo, and what you saw, what we last night, Liberty controlled the tempo and kept Chicago out of an offensive rhythm.
Absolutely.
You use clunky for Seattle. I'm gonna call last night choppy. It was choppy.
Water's got a little choppy for him. I hear you.
Chopper style. Chopper style. It was choppy. And when you do that, sometimes it is challenging for a young team to find a good defensive rhythm too when you don't get into that offensive confidence for a young team. So, but we'll get to that next week. But on this game, there was their tempo. They dictated the tempo of the game. The Sky did, and they had that space of 90-81. Chicago Sky, I think they pushed leads to 10, 12, 15 points, and then in the fourth quarter, managed the game. You managed the shot clock, and that's what they did. But it's
definitely did that very well.
New York is a seasoned team, and so they were just getting their feet under in this game. And so they showed that. Like you said, yesterday they changed their number. Double-digit club for Liberty, Stewie. Sabrina, that's cool. 19, Courtney Van Snoop. 10.
No.
Oh, no. And that was it. Chicago Sky, double-digit club. Michaela, 13. Angel Reese, 13. Dana Evans, 12. Mabry, 21. Kennedy Carter, 12. I can't pinpoint Mabry's game, but she's got that.
It's too streaky. The three too streaky for me.
What is it called? Not Hercules, but she what was the female heroine? You had Hercules on one night back in the day. Was it Sheena? Was it? I don't know.
You threw me off. I was going to say She-Ra. I thought you were talking about He-Man and She-Ra.
We'll go with She-Ra.
I'm thinking about the cartoon, coach.
He-Man and She-Ra.
Yeah.
Damn, they
let Stewie get 10 more points than last time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true, and that's the difference maker. But for real,
that's the $1 million question.
Go ahead, sis.
That's the $1 million question. Why hasn't she started Kennedy, and is she going to start her now? I think that's the $1 million question. It's nice to have her as a spark off the bench, but I feel like they need to come out and get on people right away, like all gas, no brakes, jump on them right away. And I think that type of spark at the beginning of the game might help them, and then get them out there, and then let everybody else, Evans and everybody else, kind of try to maintain whatever they're able to build.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Lonzo gonna pay that foul though. That fine though.
Lonzo, that's what's up. Appreciate it.
Lonzo Ball said, "Hold your money." He got it.
Because he know what it's all about. What's going on?
That's crazy. When an NBA player ain't worked in when the last time Lonzo worked? 3 years ago.
Right.
Lonzo Ball ain't worked in 3 years. Lonzo ain't worked in 3 years. He like, hold your bread. I got you. You know what I mean?
Going on 4 years.
Man, I hope that young man gets to play this season. For sure.
He said, well, at least the Sky didn't lose by 36 like the Fever did. Well, Sky built different. Sky
Nobody
built
expects the Sky
different
to lose by 36. Like
and coach different.
we're Sky fans over here. Kendall Will, what's happening?
Kendall L. Oh, I gotta go. Kendall L. Okay, I can't get that's what I gotta do. I can't because Tamika Holland got the high, so I gotta go Kendall L.
There you go with the you got the radio announcer work going.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. All right, so here we go. We have now we're at the Mystics and Phoenix Mercury game on Thursday, May 23rd. And that is Mystics again. Heartbreak Hotel. Mystics 80. Phoenix Mercury. They were in their own universe, 83. What was the difference maker? What was the difference maker to you, Seth, for the Mercury?
I don't even know if the difference maker was for the Mercury as much as it was for the Mystics. This was a game the Mystics could have got done. They could have got the job done, but they got absolutely nothing out of Leah Edwards. Nothing out of Leah Edwards. Leah Edwards on the floor 18 minutes. She gave him 4 points. I mean, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 9 points, 10 points. She's been so close to double doubles in mostly all the rest of her games. If she's anywhere right there, they get this thing. They get this win. But again, I think it's just I don't know if Phoenix gets up better to play some of the younger teams, or if they just look better against some of the younger teams. To me, this was like like we talked about, a young team that doesn't really have an identity right now, and they don't really necessarily have leadership that's standing out. And when you got Copper going for 20, Taurasi going for 20, Cloud going for 14, Cunningham giving you 13, hard to beat Phoenix when they playing like that, especially as a young team.
Right. No, it is. It was well distributed points. For Phoenix, you only had 1, 2, 3. You only had 3 players that did not score.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole roster for Phoenix, so that's kind of tough. Excuse me, to beat a team with most of your opposing team, your opponent, almost every player scored except 3.
Yeah, and when I look at the other team. So almost every player scored except 2, but their players scored like 2 points, 5 points, 3 points, 1 point. Like that. For me, that's not really scoring. That's like chipping in. To 2 points, 1 point, 3 point.
Right.
He chipped in more than like you led the scoring charge for me right there.
So Copper and Taurasi was 20 apiece, and Natasha give me the damn ball. Cloud. 14. So those 3 right there is your difference maker in that 3-point difference.
Absolutely.
Those 3 are your difference makers on the offensive side. For the Mystics, in your double-digit club, you had Shakira. Okay, Shakira Austin. Your hips like that. 11 points. Ariel Atkins 16. Julie Van Loo 15, and Walker Kimbrough 11. She had an appearance there, and then everybody else was just like buying. Remember penny candy or 5-cent candy? Just buying them one piece of now later. There.
Jolly Ranchers, all that.
Ranchers, yeah,
absolutely.
And that's hard. That's hard to get a win when you got 2 points there, 3 points, and 5 points there, and then
a whole bunch of penny candies.
And then the other team has like a high double digits. So as we're loading the next team, we'll bust in the chat here. That is at another. If yours is at where, fam, we're gonna say, hey, just out of respect, if you're chatting to somebody else and I see that, we're not gonna post that because you're talking to somebody else. So we'll try to be mindful of that as well. I did see one chat here as we load. Are we finishing with Friday session? What are we gonna do with the 24th?
Yeah.
Are we stopping at the 24th? That's what we decided.
I think we go all the way through. I think we go all the way through Saturday.
Okay.
Knock it down.
Well, I had a moment, fam. I had a moment. That man ref must have been had. Yeah, he had his cycle. He did. And probably little man syndrome. Like, get over it, man. These grown women play. This is not high school. Even college, you got to get. I feel you give them some more room. Those young adults. This is grown women, grown folk. So we on Friday. It was only one game on the 24th, and that was the Fever and the Sparks. Cash Cows is like getting worked.
This was that one where I thought that the Sparks would get it done. I didn't expect them to take the L at home, but I also think was this the one that Kurt Miller didn't coach? Was this the one
Correct. Correct.
he had a prior engagement, so we had an assistant coach in there trying to coach a team that's still kind of new and figuring out exactly what their rotations are, what their lineups are. So I just think that they were just, kind of winging it for this one. Played okay. Rakia, 16 points. Shot 71 from the floor, 100% from free throw, 100% from three, but then still was a -1 on the floor. And I think that's just kind of like figuring out who they are. When everybody is a minus on the plus minus on the floor, hard to get a win.
Right.
And then Indiana Fever, if Caitlin Clark is going to give you a double-double, 11 and 10, and then still be able to turn around and give you 8 assists, it's hard to beat them then, right? So, like, she gave you responsible for at least 27 points, and then also gave you 10 rebounds. Hard to beat that team. And then to have Kelsey Mitchell give 18 and Leah Boston give 17, and then Timmy give 17. I think really this was just a situation where Indiana was like, damn it, we're going to get a win. It's time for us to get a win, and they weren't taking a no for an answer in LA. And they just found a team that was kind of just defenseless, and I think kind of unprepared, especially for such a big game to have the head coach away from the game, away from the team so early in the season, just put them at a disadvantage.
I agree, but what I do want to say is that young assistant coach herself, I feel she has a career head coach that she wants because she figured out going to the fourth quarter and got them in the run, and also the resilience. I think what's scary, even though it was a 5-point loss, look at the resiliency of the LA Sparks team. So to me, that's a scary upside of what they could be in the future if you keep that core together and then maybe add some veteran pieces to kind of be mentors and stuff. So I feel they have a good core there, and they're scared. To me, even this year, they could be, let's say, a good, scary, very effective team. In this game, Rakia was in double digits. So the first half was ugly, but that assistant coach and the team figured out, vibed off each other the second half, and got back in the game, just to point that out. And they made a run, if you notice, and they were dang near close to getting over that hurdle. But that's, I think, when you need a seasoned coach that was absent to get you over that hump. And so I don't think it's anything that the assistant run. You just never been there. You never been there. So
but not only that, like, it's one thing if you want me to come in and run the play and the playbook is all set up. Like when you erasing stuff in the playbook and drawing stuff up and still figuring out what the playbook looks like, there wasn't a blueprint there for the assistant to execute. And so it was just like they got to a point where it was like, you know what, we go just do what we know how to do and just everybody play basketball.
Right.
Everybody just play basketball, right? So
space and place, break the floor out,
exactly.
Go to work. So double digits, Kevin Brink 15, Derrica Hamby 18, and we already told it, Rakia Jackson was 16. On the other side of that, Fever Aaliyah Boston had 17, Kelsey Mitchell 18, Caitlin Clark 11, Timmy 17. That was your double digit club. Here's some great questions. Can someone explain to me the Mystics nepotism? You got the scoop on that, Seth?
I have no idea. Bree Wayne, I would
Anybody
be asking
in the chat
what's going on with the. I would have
been
asking the bot that is Bree Wayne what's going on with the nepotism there. I don't know. To me, break the Mystics up.
Thank you for your
service.
Yeah. Key with the key point. I like it. We are at the almost. So we on Friday. Now we on the Saturday, right? We're finished on Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 5 games. So we stop it at Saturday. They load us up. That's Saturday loading. Okay, so we go with Liberty and the Phoenix. What do you got?
So I got the Liberty and Minnesota Lynx, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know why I thought you said Phoenix. Minnesota is surprising me here. I didn't expect them to come in and handle the New York how they handled them. I thought it would be a closer game, but I think Bridget Carlton really kind of snuck in and gave me some numbers that I wasn't expecting. Court like really came in and picked up kind of where Courtney Williams wasn't, kind of wasn't that, and then Alana Smith too, and then Kayla McBride. When you look at this team, they just said, listen, we got five ladies that we're really going to do the chunk of this work with a heavy lift here, and then everybody else is going to kind of fill in where they can. You had Dork come in with about 17 minutes. Natisha gave 18. Cecilia had like 11 minutes, but the bulk of their starters played 20 minutes and up, but most of them playing 24 and up. Kayla McBride giving 34 minutes. Nafisa Collier giving almost 35 minutes. Bridget Carlton giving just about 30 minutes. They kept the experience on the floor, and they were just like, we're gonna fight. It seemed like, and you had Jonquel Jones only be able to give 4 points in 27 minutes. I think that plays a big factor. I think when you look at New York, how quickly and how much she's gonna be able to score, but also stay consistent. It's gonna make the difference on. It's gonna make the difference on what happens with New York. Outside of what Stewie does.
I'm with you. I think Minnesota is just a little bit younger legs, and they dictated that pace. They stretched the floor out, and New York Liberty is a half-court set team. Mm-hmm. They want to grind you out in the half court, and they're only going to take fast breaks in spurts. If you watch them closely, they're back to back fast break type of team. They're going to take it if they have a turnover or something like that, but they're not always pushing it. They're get what they want to get. They want to work the shot clock, and Minnesota didn't let them do that. They rushed them up. They sped them up most of the game, and so when you do that, when you get somebody out of pocket, that's what happens. Great take on that, Seth. I agree with you. I'm not a Minnesota fan, but I really admire and appreciate the way they play it. It is really good-looking basketball right now between them and Connecticut. I'm impressed.
I mean, to say that no, they didn't even want to have them on preseason. If anybody watching, we were all watching the Minnesota Lynx on Hey It's Allie Twitter page. To look at them now, where they're at is like the WNBA is really missing an opportunity to be able to market some really good hoops that's going on in Minnesota right now. And even though I don't want her to, Paige has to go home. I'm liking the ladies that she would go home and play with.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you, my girl, showing that love.
My girl, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you.
I hope they Chicago Sky don't do Camilla like Indiana is doing AB. I think it's a whole different vibe in Chicago for them. From what I've been seeing and been hearing, right? Did you get some different tea on that?
I don't get that energy off Teaspoon at all. Teaspoon seemed like she's ready to go. As soon as Camilla minutes restrictions are off, she should be out. She should be out running the floor. Now, if her minutes restriction comes off and then she's still sitting, then we'll go back and look. But I think it's just a matter of letting Camilla get healthy.
Right, exactly. Moving on to the next game. Here's some of the chats. Game loading. We have Connecticut Sun, the Chicago Sky, on Saturday, May 25th. That's the second game of the day. It was Connecticut Sun 86 and Chicago 82. To be honest with you, I feel like Chicago Sky let this game get away with. Let this pivot happen to him in that last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. But what's your take? The tempo you had a momentum shift in that fourth quarter, which now it didn't work. It wasn't a pace of game that was in favor of Chicago. And you had young guard and then this point guard by committee, really, in Chicago. Think about it. So if you don't have that one floor general in a game like this, this is a 50-50 game. But what you got, Seth?
So to me, the difference is Kennedy Carter played 14 and a half minutes and Dana Evans played 27 and almost 28 minutes. Dana Evans was 3 of 10 from the floor. She is 3 of 6 from 3, 4 of 4 from free throw. But Dana Evans was 4 of 7 on the floor and 3 of 3 from the free throw. I think she fouled out of this game. but I need more Kennedy Carter. I need more Kennedy Carter in this game. I need her to be able to stay in the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I need her to be able to stay in the game. I need her to be able to stay on the floor. The 6 fouls kept her off the floor. You can see her. You can see the effectiveness that she was having with the little time that she was on the floor. And then I think this was also a game where we were just also able to kind of see like what a difference Camilla can make. And then you also look and you see Diamond DeShields. Diamond DeShields is on the floor 17 minutes and only gives you 3 points, 1 to 6. Shooting 16% from the floor, 0% from 3. That just doesn't help.
So she gives you 7 points. If you just get at least 7 to 9 points, you win the game.
Absolutely,
in those 17 minutes, right? From
those are from DeShields. And so I don't know. Diamond DeShields has been a lot of inconsistency. I know she was ill the other game and then out another game, and I don't know if it's continuing or if this is a continuous type of thing. I like Diamond's mentality. I like her as a vet, but if she's not healthy, then let's not have her keep coming in and out of the lineup. Let's let her get healthy and then come back.
Right. No, for sure, definitely. Your double digits here: Andrew Reese 13, E. Williams 10, Mabry 23, Dana Evans 13, Kennedy Carter fouled out with 11. We probably would have saw more points from her, and that might have been a different maker. Connecticut Sun, Bonner with 19, Brianna Jones 16, Dejanay Carrington 16, Tasia Harris 15. That was your double-digit club for both teams. We got load the next game and talking in the chat here. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see what it looks like off of restriction.
Oh yeah, Miller off minutes restriction. It should be something special. Camilla Cardoso off minutes restriction should be something the WNBA has never seen before.
Well, I think that's she's Bree Wade, Bond is Bree Wade. That is the challenge of having a youthful team, learning how to finish, learning what winning looks like, and executing in a half court set. So stay positive, stay encouraged. It will get better. It's a learning process. Dana needs to get those assists up to. The thing is, you can't make someone see the game the way they need to see it in that position. You can't make, even though she's running the point guard, you can't make someone see the game the way it needs to be seen. Either they have that or that, and there's some areas where they can grow in that, but that's a very touch and go area when it comes to that position, because you need to see some things sooner than later. Like
okay, so I'll say this in Dana's defense, and I don't know, we'll find out. Has she had the opportunity to practice enough with Camilla to be able to see that target? Like on remember the Titans, he was like, you can throw them out, but you can't pitch it 2 yards. Like, you got to be able to see it. She has to be able to see it and understand like what that moving target is. Like I said, I don't know that the WNBA has seen 6'7" that moves like Camilla moves right now. So I guess I'm saying that I'll give Dana until the minutes restriction is over and see what they look like. But I really just feel like Chicago needs a point guard or somebody that can knock down the three consistently to balance out what Mabry does.
Right. So the only way you can knock down the three consistently if you go to 6'7".
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think people are sleeping on how well Camilla passes out of the double team and out of the post too.
Right. Here we go. So yeah, that's a good point. I think it takes time for Angel and Camilla. I think they want to be successful together, though. I think there's a different vibe between them. Could be wrong. That loaded the next game. You got that chat there. What's that, Seth? What they talking about? Let's go to this.
I'm not
whooping.
I don't know. I don't know what All City's talking about.
Right, All City.
I'm not sure.
We go to the next game.
What talking about. If you're talking about the trade that I said about Aaliyah Boston, it doesn't have anything to do about the consistency. I'm calling for Aaliyah's trade out of Indiana. I never wanted her in Indiana, so I'm not sure. And then sitting Dana Evans down, she hasn't been consistent for me. So I don't know. Kennedy needs more playing time. The game looks different when she's in. Absolutely, it does. They can't close out games. They're not sure who's supposed to be taking over the offense in the closing minutes, and that's why like if Kennedy is the point guard because she's a bucket. So to me, she's the one. She should have the ball in her hand. No inside outside presence, and it seemed like
I agree.
majority
Down
of
the
times.
stretch, Kennedy Carter opens up the offense for him down the stretch. So now you got a double, you got a pitch down, and she can kick out if she's poised enough to kick out when somebody's got to be knocking down, or if you're doubling, she can drive and dump it down into the post because they're going to double her or come out, push out for help. So I agree. That's a great point. You can't make a SG move. Same thing happened with HVL. Oh hell, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Let me see. Sky Central, hey, this is Steve O, best podcast, covering hoops without the misogynistic bullshit. Okay. Call City 73. I definitely look for that one. I think the Sky will be fine. I just to me they need some more to be able to go deep. Like I said earlier, when I seen Teaspoon give the double tap, I said, uh-oh. And when I seen him on the floor for the first time, I said, if you got some extra money to throw down in Las Vegas to say they might be in the final, throw it down because they might be in the finals if they figure this thing out. Okay, now I'm getting the notifications about the WNBA rescinds the second technical against Sky. Angel Reese coming. ESPN is popping up now. Okay. Wow.
So, since we've had all that, we love the chat. We're here at this May 25th game. Indiana Fever and Las Vegas Aces, they bring that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That belt ass right there. So
yeah.
This was one of them ones.
What you got?
I don't even got to look at the stats.
He said, I don't even look. Don't give me no board. I don't need drawing that up.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter what. It didn't matter what Indiana brought, unless Caitlin was gonna go for like 60 or 70. Asia, mother, Wilson,
mother,
wasn't losing this game. Was not losing this game. They weren't losing this game, and it was in Vegas anyway. There was no way. There was no way that we was finna. We was gonna lose this game. Asia went off for like 29 and 15. Kelsey Plum went off for 20. Jackie Young went off for 22. But the highlight of this game for me was Kate Money Martin and the way that they highlighted this rookie. This is how you bring a rookie into the WNBA. You let her come in and figure out what it is that she does well, and let her and keep highlighting her in situations that allows her to do well, to allow her confidence to continue to build. Kate Martin went out there, y'all, and shot 3 of 5 from the floor, 60% from the floor, 50 from 3, 100% from floor. She's from free throw. She's having the time of her life in 22 minutes, and playing her heart out, trying to get towards a championship in her rookie season. So I was really happy for Money Martin out there. I love the way that they're bringing her along. We look at the Indiana Fever. Timmy had 13. Aaliyah played well. Kelsey played well. It was a defensive clinic put on Caitlin Clark. A defensive clinic. I don't know. She might still be locked up right now. If she show. If she show up in Las Vegas again, I believe the defense picks up at the state line. Do you hear me? Locked up. She was a minus 18 on the floor. A minus 18. She shot 25% from the floor, and had 8 points. She did try to do some things on the other end of the floor. 7 assists, 5 rebounds. But it was like, hey, don't if you look like you're gonna shoot that ball, you're gonna miss. It was just that type of situation. It was a defensive clinic put on Caitlin, and that just, to me, nothing else anybody else was gonna do mattered once they locked her down.
Locked up, won't let you shoot.
Won't let you shoot. You hear me? It was a lockup.
Lock up. 44 in the chat. Run up the likes on both platforms. We appreciate you on this CC show, the Seth Coleman show, WNBA. We're almost done.
He keeps saying Seth and Coleman, y'all. That's not how it go. It's the Coleman and Seth show. I'm always the after. I'm always the and part. I'm always the and. I'm always the and part. It's the coach. It's the coach and Seth. It's the Coach Coleman and Seth show, y'all.
Coach Coleman and Seth show. I stand corrected. What up, Doe? MJ Lover, glad you joined us. I smile. Appreciate this. That was an interesting chat you got right there. We're gonna load up this next game.
Sky can make the playoffs once again. It's gonna come down
told me right.
Inside out and figuring out what works. But absolutely, I smile, and I think that and I don't think the Chicago team. Nobody's gonna bother Chicago. Everybody from the Chicago team is gonna still be here during the break, right? Nobody's going to the Olympics. None of that stuff's happening. So they should be able to have some time to really figure some stuff out. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this guy. Even Sess, even Coach Rowe. I appreciate y'all because I never studied Caitlin's defensive season until I ran into you all.
Man, appreciate you.
Deck those thoughts. Oh, for sure.
Tony Allen defense. Was that Tony Allen? Was he originally from Oklahoma State? That Tony Allen, if I think you remember, that's where he went to college at. MJ Lover.
I can't even tell you no college. I think that's the Tony Allen that Kobe. Kobe talked about that defense. Danae, what's good?
Here we go. So we have that Saturday 25th game, Washington Mystics, Seattle Storm. That's another. Didn't I tell you don't come play this game? What you got? Look, do we even got to look at the stats for this one? Do we need what is it? What is it, Seth?
I mean, listen again. You got 5 players from Seattle going in double figures. This was one of the better games for Jewel, Skylar, and NECA. This was one of the ones where I was like, okay, it looked like they may have figured something out. Washington, they don't have enough firepower. There's no way. Listen, you can't be on the floor, Ariel Atkins, for 25 minutes and give me 2 points, especially not when you go 0 for 12. 0 for 12 is a problem.
Woo!
0 for 12 is a problem. You shot more shots than anybody else, right?
Anybody.
You took more shots than anyone else on the team, and you didn't hit one. That's a problem.
You ate all the hard balls.
And then exactly, and then, and then left the plate on the table.
Right.
And then Maisha Hines Allen, 18 minutes, 0 points. Can't have that. You can't have that. These offers, Washington, and you see them play hard enough. You see them in the fight. And then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know, they fall asleep, they run out of gas. I can't figure out what the issue is. This was also one of the games that Shakira Austin didn't play, so that might have threw some of their rhythm off. But again, I just think that the experience and the veteranship for Seattle really took over for this game.
For sure, the experience of Seattle, they just had a better cohesiveness, and they just had a better set of vets that know how to win on Seattle. The thing is, we go to Mystics. You really look at them. They have, again, somebody fam in the chat stated they had just put together, like you said, players. But now, once you made that statement, made me reflect on when I looked at the roster. Do they have players that know how to win? They have WNBA experience, but they know how to win. Seattle has experienced WNBA players that know how to win, that come from winning experiences.
Exactly. And know how to close the show.
Sure, Coach. Thank you, King. Thank you. All right, so here we go. We're going to move on to the next game as we run up the chat. Appreciate you joining us today for the CC Coach Coleman and Sess show. I got it right. Auntie told me so. That's how I got to say it. Say it right. Say it
right. All City, I'm with you. Yeah, definitely need to be talking about the Connecticut Sun. Somebody better take them serious. Somebody better take them serious because they serious.
All right. So the last game for Saturday, I think that closes us out for our games this week. For recap, the last game on that Saturday is the Dallas Wings and the Phoenix Mercury. And it was that don't do that, Mercury. That's what it was. Don't do that. And so Dallas Wings.
This was the Enrique 40 ball game.
Yeah, 107 and Phoenix 92. Go ahead, Seth.
Arika and Copper won in a battle. Copper won for 32. Arika dropped 40. I mean, she had the final say. Diana Taurasi, 28 points. But again, when you got somebody on the floor, Natasha Mack, 18 minutes, no points, 0 for 2. It's the little things with them. 0 for 2, 1 for 4, 1 for 6. Natasha Cloud going 3 for 10. Probably made the difference in Phoenix losing this game. This was a good piece of film on who Dallas can be when they're locked in and the ball is moving really, really well. You got 40 from Enrique, I mentioned, but then when you get 13 out of McCowan, 18 out of Billings, 22 out of Seegers, hard to beat them. I mean, it's just hard to beat them.
I mean, it is. They were clicking on all cylinders, and Enrique was hot. You just ride the wave. That's what you did. You just ride the offensive wave to the victory, and everybody else. When she's hot, everybody else gets going down. I noticed that when she's.
It was weird though that Phoenix lost this game though because they usually win the games where Copper gets a good pregame meal. You could tell she had a good pregame meal. She had 32 points.
Right.
So the eating before the game wasn't an issue, but just weren't able to close this thing out. They let Dallas come in there on a mission and take care of business.
That's it. And then for Dallas Wings, the silent capper on that, or silent assassin, was Maddie Seegers had 22 to add to that 40. So when you don't contain the other skill set, other positions, it comes back to haunt you in the fourth.
Yeah,
down the stretch.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the one that says you can let one person go off, but you got to make everybody else be quiet.
And that did not happen. No,
did not happen at all.
Look, everybody was like, "I want the knife, please."
Please. It was like, no.
Let them ask again.
Exactly.
So that's our three. That is the week 3 WNBA recap. We have the end of our show segment here, and one thing for one fan asked us last week about the turnover assist percentage. I'm gonna just give you the top 5 right now as of where we're at this week in the WNBA. Number 1 would be Asia Wilson. All right, she has 16 assists. She averages 2.7 assists per game, 7 turnovers. Turnovers per game is 1.2. Her turnover percentage is 4.6, and her assists to turnover ratio is 2.29. So that gives her an 18.1 percentage. Number 2 will be Seegers from Dallas. She's at 9 assists. She averages 1.3 assists per game, 4 turnovers, 0.6 turnovers per game, 4.9 turnover percentage. Her assist to turnover ratio is 2.25, and her assist percentage is 7.4. Number 3 is Brianna Jones from Connecticut. She has 12 assists. She averages 1.3 per game, 6 turnovers. She averages 0.7 turnovers per game. Her turnover percentage is 6.1, and her assist to turnover is 2. And her assist percentage is 12.1. Kelsey Mitchell from the Fever is number 4. Her assist overall is 21. She averages almost 2%, 2 assists per game at 1.9. Her total turnovers is 13. She averages 1.2 turnovers point game, and turnover percentage is at 7. Her assist to turnovers is 1.62, and her assist percentage is 12.3. Last but not least, in the 5th spot, I'm just giving you the top 5 for assist to turnover ratio, is Alicia Gray from Atlanta. She has a total of 15 assists right now. Her assist percentage, assist per game is 2.1. That's pretty nice. Her total turnovers right now is 8. Turnovers per game, 1.1. Her turnover percentage, 7.8. Her assist to turnover is 1.88, almost at 2, and her assist percentage is 13.1. So the fan that asked that, I hope that answered your question. At this time, we have Seth's segment.
No, really for me, I'm good. I just wanted to talk Kennedy Carter. We talked to her earlier. I'm really excited about where we're going for the end of this for tonight's games. We got Las Vegas Aces coming up, the Dallas Wings, followed by the Lynx and the Sparks. Y'all come back and hang out with us for this live, and we're gonna get this thing done.
Okay, that's what you got. So we'll see. We'll finish off with the chat here real quick, and we're about to get out of it. We appreciate you spending your lunchtime with us. Your grab and go.
Yes.
Grab and go with the CC show. Grab and go with the CC show. Coach Coleman and Seth show bringing you week 3 WNBA recap. Hopefully Carmilla can get her mini and her 3-point shot going. If she can do that, we cooking. What's cooking in the kitchen? Finger licking. What's cooking in the kitchen? Might as well give Celeste Taylor some run. It couldn't hurt. Facts, MJ. Let them go. Let them go, right? Frozen. Let them go. See what they got. Start Kennedy Carter. Dana just going to have to do her stuff. And MJ is like, but MJ said Kennedy Carter's video, the microwave video for the Detroit Pistons, bad boys, what you going to do? But here's the other thing. Then MJ Lover said earlier, well, then they don't have any firepower at the bench, but it takes them to, you don't have Kennedy Carter. Here is the, what they call the quagmire, or the catch-22, MJ Lover. If you don't have a Kennedy in there, it takes them too long to get cooking. You got to get the oven started before the game starts, right? So you get that food just right? Get your recipe just, good. Kennedy is just really fun to watch. Yes, she is. She's got a little bit of defense, a little bit of mamba in my life. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? She's got a little bit of defense, a little bit of offense. She's a well-rounded player. She is a definition of well-rounded player. Can't start Kennedy. He said that. That's where we're at. So we share season leaders and looking good. We will reveal some of our CC show graphics in the future. Stay tuned. We're excited about it. She's got his gas.
Get it done.
Any last takes, Auntie Sass, before we get out of here?
No. Hey, look, we appreciate y'all coming and rocking with us for this midday. We're gonna be doing this thing again. I think we're back when? Friday, Coach?
We back Friday.
Yeah, come hang out with us. And we're gonna take it from there.
We talking WNBA T on Friday. WNBA T.
Exactly.
WNBA T.
All right.
Nice recap. Appreciate you. So, hey, remember, be great in your preparation, become excellent in your performance, have a positive, productive day. And what else we got?
It's your favorite non-TV tendencies. Until next time, stay tuned. Talk soon, y'all. Keep moving. We out.
Out.